Hi, thanks for joining me on Wilderness with Monty. I just finished fishing Lake Tahoe, and I cut it a little early. I caught a decent brown, let it go. And I'm on my way home, and I brought my river fishing stuff. I put my reel with 6-pound test back on. I got my barbless jigs, and I just pulled off the 89 to look at the Truckee. The water's way down. The flow is low. But I don't make it up this way that often. I usually, when I fish Lake Tahoe, I come in from the 50 and then I fish either on the Nevada side or I go to Emerald Bay. So while I'm here, I figure I'm gonna go check this out. So I don't know, anybody up for a double header? Let's play two and see if I can get one in the net. This is the part of the Truckee that I believe is under general regulations. So if it's under general statewide regulations, that means it's affected by section 5.85. So when it's not trout season, after November 15th, until trout season starts, it's barbless, artificial only, 0 bag limit. And I say it's my understanding because I don't want people getting their regulations from me. I want people getting their regulations from official sources. I was a C student straight through graduating at San Diego State, not because I was huge on details. So you want to go get it from either someone who was an A student, but ideally you want to get it from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife Regulation Guide. So the flow is down and the water's really clear and it's shallow here, so I'm gonna be fishing really fast. I got one speed, and that speed is gonna be keep it out of the rock speed. And then when it gets a little deeper, I'll slow it down situation to situation. There are multiple campgrounds on this stretch of the highway, so I'm assuming this part of the river gets nailed by fishing pressure. I've caught some nice fish here though in this stretch. I don't fish it much, and I haven't fished it in a while. When the water is really clear and low like this, it is so easy to spook the fish. So you just gotta be real careful when you're approaching the water. And a lot of times what I do is I just cast from a distance and then I come running up if I hook something. And hopefully when I come running up, it doesn't cost me a bone in my leg, because that's always a real possibility. The water's so clear, something's following it, I'm gonna see it. So that's what I'm also looking out for right now, is follows and fish that swipe at it but miss. Man, a real nice brown just took a shot at my lure. I'm gonna fish down here and then I'm gonna come back and take another shot at him. Pretty clear, here's where the private property line starts. There's like 7 signs. So I'm not gonna mess around with that, but I'm definitely gonna fish this deep water slow and see if there's something down there that's willing to bite. But I'm gonna go back and try to get that brown that swiped at my... There's a big brown hanging out in the bottom of this pool, and he followed my jig, but he wouldn't take it. All right, that big brown in that pool ain't gonna hit, but this is where that other one was, I think. So I'm gonna see if I can't get this guy to hit on a second time around. He was really aggressive the last time. So I'm gonna see if he's still there, because he came and he took a shot at it, man. Where are you, dude? I might be a little bit too far downstream. So let's go up here. He might be spooked. He might have got a little piece of it. I think I might have felt him. Let's see. There he is. Oh, he's not the big one though. But he's not bad. It's like the one I got in Lake Tahoe. The one in the pool down there is like 18 to 20 inches. This isn't bad though. good brown. It's bigger than the one in Lake Tahoe. This might be the fish I saw, I'm not sure. I'm gonna let him sit in here for a minute, make sure he's fully powered up. I'll show him to you for a second, then I'm gonna put him back in. But see, he's thrashing around. That's a good, strong fish. And this is the first time I fished the Truckee in the 89 in a while. That big brown in that big pool was like, it was really big, but it was just following my jig along the bottom, and it really wasn't serious about hitting. This fish, if this was the one I saw, took a hard swipe at my jig. I mean, he came from across the creek and nailed it. Oh, look at him go crazy. All right, I'm gonna hold him up for a second. We're gonna put him in. It's a really nice looking brown. That's a good fish. It's not a, that's, you know, that's a nice looking brown. Get it back in. There he goes. Look at him shoot right over those rocks. Woo! Like a rocket, baby. And that was good, man. Now I'm glad I cut my Lake Tahoe fishing session early, because I got a nice brown in the net. What I was doing for that fish is, there's a little bit of a deep channel right there. And what I did for that fish is, I cast to the far bank. It's a little bit shallower. Once it gets in the deep shallow, I stop it for a second, let it sink down, and then I pull it out. And there's not a lot to work with here because the flow's so down. And I kind of want to come back here when the flow's up. I was glad I was able to get this little bonus clip for you on the way home in the Truckee up the 89, because the weather next week is going to be nasty. It's going to snow and rain up here the next couple days. Fishing for Patreon on Friday. And then next week, it's double-digit wind every single day. And then there's like one day where it's not going to be snowing and raining in the mountains. And I don't know what the Truckee down east in Nevada is going to look like. That could be muddy. And I don't know. I'm really reluctant to drive far when it's going to be blasting wind and snow and rain. Either one or the other, or a combination of all three. And that's what the long-range forecast. It's going to be nasty for the next couple weeks going forward. That was great. I got that brown. I only fished a couple spots. I got to go home and make dinner and stuff and get this video up. But that was a quick hit. I hadn't fished up here in a while. That big brown that I saw in the still water that was following my jig, there was no way it was going to hit it. I was trying to slow it down and dance it, and it was just kind of following about this far behind it. And I was just, if it would have swam up and grabbed it, I would have been shocked. If a Sasquatch walked out of the woods to shake my hand, I would have been less shocked if that fish would have hit my lure in that still clear water. That's why that fish is big. And he lives between two campgrounds and a bunch of cabins, so I'm sure he sees his share of lures. So that fish was like, I don't think so, pal. But we got a good one in the net. It was an exciting one. That one was all in. When I saw him strike the first time, I held off on going right back to him. I went and fished the pool first, then I came back, and cha-ching, cha-ching. Yes, and it counts. Thanks for joining me on Wilderness with Amani on this quick hit on my way home. Until next time.